Hi, how's everybody doing? Welcome to the Young Brother of Soul podcast show. And guess what? It is me, your guy, the young brother of soul. So on today's episode, I have my first guest, my little big cousin, Jordan.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Now, Jordan here, like I said, he's my little cousin. And believe it or not, he's actually taller than me. So yeah, I'm quite jealous. But we'll talk about that another time. So as of today, yes, Jordan is my first guest. Trust me, this will not be the last time that he will be on the Young Brother Soul podcast show. And another thing, what I want to say is, go birds,
Yes,
go
sir. You know,
birds,
got our
go
green
birds,
going. Of course, we're going back
and
to the Super Bowl.
yup, and Phillies get it together. And I also want to say, happy birthday to my wonderful, amazing, beautiful baby girl who turned 7 today. I can't believe 7 years ago my baby turned 7. I try not to get emotional because
Oh
they grow
man.
up so fast. But yeah. Shout out to my daughter Adore. Daddy loves you. All right. So on today's episode, what we're going to be talking about, my cousin's basketball career. Now, as of right now, yes, he is in college,
Yep.
but I never thought that my cousin Jordan would be playing basketball. I never thought you would play basketball, man.
No. So actually, it's crazy. I actually started off playing baseball.
You did.
Yeah.
Yes, you
Through
did. You and your
elementary.
brother.
Yeah.
Yep, you
We
and your
played
brother.
baseball.
They started
I'm a
playing
big baseball
baseball.
fan, especially when the Phillies won
Ah,
around that year in
oh
'08.
yeah,
Yeah,
2008.
Jimmy Rollins, all of them. So I started off baseball. That was really fun. Middle school did a little bit of track. Then going on to high school, I did a little basketball leagues for fun, but I never like thought of like college basketball. And then got COVID year happened my tenth grade year. COVID happened, shut down school and all that. So 11th grade year, I knew a lot of seniors was going away. I was like, you know what, I might give basketball a try. I grew a little bit taller, and I used to just play for fun. So I tried it out. 11th grade year, it was fun. Sat out my whole year. Wasn't really that good, obviously, because I was new to it. And then just waited my turn, just kept practicing. And then 12th grade year, that 11th grade year summer, I had a really good year going into my 12th. And I became a starter and played my whole entire, started every game my 12th grade year. And then went on to college, junior college. In other words, JUCO for some people. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
some things are better than nothing.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Now, baseball. Did you ever think that you were going to last that long, or did you ever think that baseball was going to be forever?
I'm not gonna lie. I did think baseball was gonna be for a while. Then once I got older, seeing how fast the ball was going into my freshman year of high school, seeing that's when you seen some real good people, and I was like, I can hit that ball. That's why they say. I remember watching a quote with Deion Sanders. If you can hit the ball 3 out of 10 times and fail 70% of the time and be good at your sport, it must be a very hard sport. So I noticed that was a little bit hard. And I also always watched basketball, played the games and stuff. So and I was like, I want to give it a try. Actually get in a league, intermural league, or things in that nature. So
That's what's
started
up,
with that.
man. Shout out to Deion Sanders and Bo Jackson, who both played football and
Yeah.
baseball, excuse me, at the same time.
Yeah, that's.
And believe it or not, Deion Sanders played in the World Series with the Atlanta Braves, which they lost that year.
Yeah.
And I believe it was 1991, if I'm not mistaken. And then he went on to win back-to-back Super Bowls
Yeah.
with the 40 Winers. Yeah, I said it.
40 Winers.
And the Dallas Cowgirls. Now, I'm definitely going to say that.
Yeah.
That is amazing. So, just like your brother used to play baseball.
Yeah, he did. I gotta give it to him. Like I really looked up to my brother. He's like my
Excuse
little
me.
guinea pig when it comes to some of these things. Like for baseball, he put me on to video games. So that's why I started with the video games and wanted to play baseball and basketball. Then going on to basketball, I used to always come in his room. He'll be watching the hoop mixtapes like Andrew Wiggins, uh, Austin Rivers, John Wall, those people. I used to go in his room watching those mixtapes. I was like, yo, that's cool. And then he would go outside and just play basketball, work on his stuff. And it just made me start. And I was like, I'm going to try it out. So,
So who was your favorite basketball player growing up?
Favorite basketball player? That's good. I would have to say obviously Allen Iverson. You know that.
Shout out to
Yeah,
AI.
yeah. And
Not that AI though, but shout out to AI.
yeah. And for right now, I have to say Kevin Durant, just because a lot of people say he looks like my build, lengthy, skinny, tall, and the way I play. So I would say Kevin Durant for current player right now.
Yeah, Kevin Durant definitely is a good basketball player. And believe it or not, his rookie season, they were still the Seattle
Yep,
Supersonics.
they were. Yes.
And believe it or not, not to change the subject,
No, you're
but
fine.
you know how we are.
Yeah.
When the Seattle Supersonics moved to OKC at that time,
Mhm.
I was shocked. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, the Seattle Supersonics moved? That's old school
Yeah.
basketball.
No, for real.
Because that 1979 championship, that's Seattle.
Mhm.
That don't go to
Yeah. No.
OKC.
And they also been talking about bringing back expansion teams, bringing back Seattle for sure. It's a
Yeah.
big city. Also notice there's a lot of technology going around in Seattle too. So they would have, and they still have their fan base there. So they are starting to bring that back, I believe.
And not only that, that's a sign right there because they just recently, about I think 2 or 3 years ago, they had an expansion hockey team.
Mm.
The Seattle, I can't remember their name, but that's a sign right there that the Seattle Supersonics will be returning
Yeah.
to Seattle. Another thing what I want to talk about is certain cities don't have basketball teams, which is quite shocking. Pittsburgh, St. Louis,
Mm-hmm.
Kansas City,
Yeah.
like
So a thing I also learned was watching was that when it comes to that, it's they have a little basketball community agreement, and there's a lot of things that go into nature. I was watching a podcast with ex player Jeff Teague. He talks to Adam Silver, the commissioner, and when he was talking to him, he was saying that it's a lot to go in, like where they're gonna place it, uh, who's gonna be the owner, who's gonna pay for that team, how they're gonna spread out the contracts to the people, things of that nature, and they can't just do it all in one year. It's a whole process when it comes to that.
you know what? I hear you. I definitely hear you what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
That is a big process,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, um, I really don't see that being a big deal though.
Yeah.
I really don't see that being a big deal, even though certain cities don't have a big market. Like, of course, L.A.,
Mm.
New York, Chicago, Houston, which I'm really shocked that Houston and Milwaukee don't have a hockey team, especially
Yeah, no,
Milwaukee.
Yeah, no.
I'm very shocked at that.
Yeah,
And
not for real, because they got baseball with the Brewers.
they got the Milwaukee Bucks,
Bucks.
but they do have the Green Bay Packers, which is a
Yeah,
different city.
Wisconsin, yeah.
But like I said, I was shocked that Milwaukee don't have a hockey team.
Yeah.
As cold as it there,
Mm-hmm.
as cold as it is there. Excuse me, what I was saying.
Yeah.
That was a big shocker to me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my thing is this though. As your cousin, what is the best advice that you could give to the younger generation out here to stay focused on playing sports? Well, besides playing sports, but what is the best advice that you could tell the little kids to stay out of trouble, keep focusing on sports or music or anything
I
else?
would definitely say like just try to like be involved. Um, Try to stay like for me for my situation. Not to get too crazy personal. My parents were going through a divorce, and it was like a little distraction in the crib. So I was like, I want to do something outside, but not be on the streets or anything. So I was like, that's another reason I want to play basketball, and it kept me locked in. You put extra shots up at the gym. You're going to practices. You're going to away games. It's keeping you outside, so I don't have to like go through that other stuff or nonsense. So I would just say just stay focused for sure. Be disciplined, and everything that you do in the dark comes into light. So rather that's good or bad. So I would just always say that. Just stay focused. For sure.
Y'all hear that, little ones? Youngins out here, like my cousin said, don't let nothing distract you. Even though I'm putting it in my words. Don't let nothing or nobody stop you from doing what's best for you. Stay focused.
Sure.
The only thing that stopped you is you.
Hmm. And if you put your mind to it, for sure, and like it can sound so cliche. Like if somebody asked me 6 years ago, you're gonna be playing college basketball, I would laugh at you. Like that wasn't even through my mind.
See
Like
that?
you never know what can happen. So
So they predicted him on doing something that he didn't think he was doing.
yeah.
That's a good thing.
Hmm.
That is an absolutely
Yeah.
good thing. Now, when I now this is a question that I have for you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is not just for you. This is for everybody. When do you think the Sixers are going to win another championship?
Man, dumb.
You don't remember when the last time they won? I
Like,
wasn't
last
even
time I
thought
went to
of.
the finals. Yeah, 80, what, 82, 83.
Yep, it was 83. We swept the Lakers.
Yeah.
Julius Erving, Moses Malone, James
I know
Toney.
Charles Barkley was mad because he got drafted in '84, so
Yup.
he missed 1 year off.
Yup.
But
When they traded for Moses Malone, you know what he said? 4-4-4. He did. He said 4-4-4. They swept everybody that year.
Yeah, nah, for sure. But going back, like I said, that's another reason why AI is one of my favorite players. I have to say that's like even before that LeBron's Cavs team, that 2001 team has to be one of the worst teams to make it to the NBA Finals, and still with all the controversy he had, and still bring them to that finals and get at least a game off of Kobe and them. It was
And you know
insane.
what? That was just only game one, and
Yeah.
then the rest just went to LA. And I'm like,
Yeah.
but that was the years of.
And I think they was undefeated that whole playoff series.
They was until that,
Yeah.
and early in them years, that was the three-peat,
Mm-hmm.
2000, 2001, and 2002. But put it this way, MJ and Kobe did something that LeBron couldn't do. This is a three-peat. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it.
Man.
I said it. I'm being honest. I'm being real. They did
I'm
something.
a younger generation, so I'm a LeBron fan. I haven't seen MJ, so I can't put on to that GOAT discussion. So
well, put it this way.
I haven't lived both.
I like Dr. J, and he was like back in the 70s, but you know that cuff dunk.
Yeah.
MJ got that from him. Come on, Mike. You know you got it from Dr. J, but watching the Sixers, during AI years, it was one of the most amazing years, and then next thing you know, it just went downhill. And
yeah, nah, for sure. Going back to that though, for them to get back to the finals, it's tough because a lot of these players, I feel like a lot of it's just they just trying to get their money, their bag as they call it, trying to get their money. So a lot of the superstars are not playing, like people are saving their hard-earned money. You want to go to the game, and this player's not playing because of low management or trying to save their bodies, which I understand. It is a contact sport, but for the Sixers to go back to the finals, I'll have to say, I don't know. It's been a long process. So
put it this way, when I thought they were going to do it again, you might laugh at me what I'm about to tell you. 2021. Oh, I thought they were going to do it in 2021.
I thought 2019 they had it.
They almost had it.
Right after, but I feel like
if Kawhi Leonard would have never missed that shot, I think we would have won.
I think
but
so too.
It's a sign that the Sixers may win another championship or go back, because every time you turn around, what do? They always force a game 7.
Yeah, they always do force a game 7.
Even though in game 7 they don't show up. But 2021, I thought they were going to do it against that game 7 against the Atlanta Hawks. But you know how we lost? Ben Simmons tossed the ball. When he tossed the ball,
that was insane.
I
watched that live. I was like, what the heck?
I said, bleep, bleep, mother, bleep, bleep. What the bleep are you doing?
Man, that was insane. And then going back to watching Trae Young was talking about it. He said he wasn't even going to drunk. He said he was going he was like going to fake it. And he thinks in Ben Simmons' mind was like, oh shoot, he's about to try to foul me, because that's what Trae Young was planning on. He was going to fake foul him. And then he just gave it up. And then after that, that's another thing I would say about sports. Confidence is a big thing. A lot of it, yes, skill, but most of it is mental, how you react. Like when you're down, when you're up, if you're making shots, if you're missing shots, if your teammates are down. Like a lot of it is mental, and you can see Ben Simmons after that, his mental just went down. And also, you could say his back injuries and things like that, because your back do a lot of in basketball and just moving in general. But you can tell the confidence wise, like after how Philly was getting on him, he was just done.
Well, put it this way. I know you're saying that it does messes with your back, but that's Ben Simmons. So
Yeah,
I'm
for sure. He
we
always been ever since LSU. He was getting babied. So I
yeah,
mean,
not like I said. I'm gonna just leave it at
we'll
that.
leave it at
Yeah,
that.
we
Yeah,
just leave it at that. Ben Simmons, Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
I never. Well, then again, we do have Embiid, which he was out for 2 years because of his foot.
Yeah. Now with his knee injuries and stuff.
I like Embiid. Don't get me wrong, but
Mm-hmm.
he gonna have to toughen it out or something. He gonna have to,
Supposedly he was playing with something with his knee last year the whole time. That's why, and he was still trying to fight it. But yeah, that's when it comes to them things. Like I feel like just sit out the whole year. Like don't 1 foot in, 1 foot out, fake it. If you know, like you just wait the whole year. I'd rather see you next year play the whole year instead of you going 1 foot in, 1 foot out, playing 30 games there. Then the next season playing another 30 games.
Yeah, that. Trust me, my man knows his stuff. And you know something, like I said, before this video ends, well, it's not ending right now, but I really appreciate you coming on here.
Nah, for sure.
You're my first guest. Trust me, other people want to be on here.
Yeah.
Like I said, one of my close friends, Dewan, trust me, you'll be on here. But another thing is this too. Before we go on with into the video, what I want to say is make sure y'all hit that thumbs up, subscribe,
Yes, I agree.
leave a comment, and not only that, hit that notification button so you get more from the Young Brother Soul podcast show. And another thing is this too. I'm not gonna lie. I've seen so many NBA championships go to other teams, and it's like, when is ours just gonna come? I mean, it's been over 40 years.
Yeah, nah, for sure.
It's been over 40 years, like, but how can I say this? I seen the Phillies win a World Series. I seen them lost 2. I seen the Eagles win 2 Super Bowls. I seen them lost 2. Well, the other 2, we'll talk about that another time because there's a lot of going on.
Yeah.
I seen the Flyers lost the Stanley Cup, and I seen the Sixers lost the NBA championship. But to the Flyers, that year when they went to the Stanley Cup in 2010, which they did lose to the Chicago Blackhawks, I'll never forget when they played the Boston Bruins in the Eastern Conference Finals. They was down 3-0. And you know what they did? They forced the game 7. And that's when I really got into hockey.
Oh wow!
I was like, "Oh, we're going to the finals!" But
the Stanley Cup,
that was 15 years ago because I was in the 7th grade going to the 8th. But still, I'm like, I finally seen my hometown hockey team go to the Stanley Cup Finals. It was like 2 years after the Phillies, but Phillies. I'm gonna tell you this right now. I love y'all dearly, but like Jimmy Rollins said, some players, he said, players on the Phillies team, they're tired of hearing about the '08 World Series. But guess what? Jimmy Rollins said, well, win a World Series, you be all right.
Yeah.
If you tired of hearing about a team that won a championship 15, 20 years ago, win a championship, you be good.
True. Yeah, and they definitely are capable of having the weapons to do it for this year. We got good pitching, good relief pitchers, batters, so this is for sure the time to do it. I would say. It's Red October.
Yeah, Red October. Red October. Now, another thing is, when you play basketball, now I know you love it, besides playing it, do you love the traveling?
Yeah, so going back to that, so where I said junior college is when the traveling really started. So high school, like I said, started in 12th grade, then junior college is when the traveling really started. So went to Delaware Tech, community college in Delaware, and my first year is like, okay, we travel to, Jersey, PA, Maryland, I'm thinking,
Well, they're
New
right
York,
around the corner from each other.
yeah,
Pennsylvania, Maryland, and Jersey. They
hmm
like you could literally walk to Jersey
yeah.
and Delaware, but
The thing about us though, we're the only community college in Delaware. So, yeah, we have
wow.
4 different campuses, which is crazy, but we are the only community college in Delaware. So, the traveling part, it is interesting. I do like it. Get to see different places, different cultures, different stadiums. You can tell which schools got some money, which schools don't. Uh, so I would say it is pretty cool. Me, I'm the type of guy to put on a podcast or hit that subscribe button.
There you go.
Uh, or
Oh, you already
sometimes,
know if he has a podcast channel, you already know I'm gonna be a guest on that too.
nah, for
So
sure.
I can't wait for the questions you have for me.
Yeah, so I'll put that on. Uh, or if I'm getting close, like 30 minutes, I'll start watching film on the other team, things of that nature. On the way back, I'll just be chilling. But traveling is really cool. Like I said, get to see the different cultures, different places like I've never been to. And then, so that was Del Tech for 2 years. After that, I went on to now where I'm at now, Wilmington University, Division Two. So they go a little bit farther. So Connecticut, Massachusetts. Never been to those 2 states before. I would say last year when we went to Connecticut, they actually have some okay pizza. It was actually pretty cool. I have to say, it was
Hey,
actually
shout
pretty
out to
cool.
Connecticut's Pizza.
Yeah, a lot of railroads I noticed because I've never been out there. That was about 5 hours from where we was at, and Massachusetts. Never been anywhere near Boston and stuff. We was supposed to go to a game, but unfortunately we didn't. Boston was pretty cool. It was cold. That's true. It was cold, snowing. But I would say the traveling experience is not as bad as you think. I really like it because I like to travel, so I don't mind it. But it's really cool.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Just to let y'all know, the further you go up north in the wintertime, the colder it is. And the further you go down south in the summertime, the hotter it is.
Because
Oh
that
my
equator,
God, yes. But
hmm Yeah.
back to
Also, I was gonna say too, with the traveling, the hotel rooms with your teammates playing around, messing around, playing video games, you learn a little bit more about your teammates. So I would say that's another part that's
there you
pretty cool
go.
about the traveling.
That's one thing I could say. When you do sports, you got teammates, some that get on your nerves, but
Mm-hmm.
some that you could just call family.
Yeah.
That's another thing what I love about sports. Even though I never played, but I should have. But hey, only God knew.
Oh my God.
But
He knew he was gonna be the podcast
there we go. There we go. There we go. So since you are almost done the school, do you think it's a possibility that you would at least try to go professional?
So from our school, I do have, last year, I have 2 teammates that did go professional, and they do have some professional players. Um, I was offered to do a little Euro basketball summer league they have in Europe. Uh, I'm still contemplating about it. Yeah, you do hear a lot of people play overseas. It's cool, but like think about it. You're making $30,000, which not saying that's bad to anybody, but you're going to a whole $30,000 a year. You're going to a whole different country. You don't know nobody. You gotta really love it what you're doing. I'll have to say. So for me, if I had the opportunity and it made sense for traveling, housing, and all that stuff, yeah, I would do it. But if it don't make sense, then I'll just further on to my career path on what I'm majoring, which is information systems and management. So I would just go to that route.
There's nothing wrong with that. You know, one thing I learned in life, it is always good to have a backup plan. If plan A don't work, go to plan B. Plan B don't work, go to plan C. Just go all the way down the alphabets until something
For
works.
sure. And especially, I would say when you're young, try it. If you're for people out there, while you're young, try it while you're before you know you're having children or if you're still under your parents' roof or anything, that's definitely the time to experience new things while you have that time before you go out by yourself in that real world and you might not be able to try something because you have this bill this next day or that bill that next day. So I would say for sure, definitely try new things while you're young.
That's what's up, man. That, like I tell this young boy right here, young man, I am very proud of you, man. Even though you got on my nerves when we were kids, but I am very proud of you. You know, you set a good example. You
I
know,
appreciate
of
that.
course,
Thank
my
you.
daughter, she loves you. If she was here today, she probably wouldn't even let us do the video. That's how much she loves him. And like I said, shout out to my daughter who turned 7 today.
Mm-hmm. Love you, adore.
Yes, Daddy loves you. Cousin Jordy loves you. Uncle, Auntie, G-Mom, Uncle Boney, Pop Troy, Uncle Ted, your cousins over here too. Cousin Denham, Desiree. Yeah, I gotta give a shout out to them too. Manda, Shamika, Freddie, TT, Dominique. Yeah, all our family. We got a big family. That's one thing I can say. We do come from a big family. Our grandmother was the 10th out of 11 kids, 8 girls, 3 boys. Unfortunately, all 11 of them had passed away, but they're in a wonderful place. And me and this guy right here are first cousins.
Yes.
So, yeah. But anyway, what I would say is that like my cousin said, if there's anybody out here that's trying to do something in life in a positive way, stay focused. You know, sometimes there's nothing wrong with uh, asking for help. There's nothing wrong for asking for help. Don't let your pride get to you. Sometimes we do let our pride, but there's nothing wrong with asking questions, especially when it comes to something that you really are determined to do in your life.
Also, making mistakes and learning too. Like learning is a big thing. Like I would say for basketball, like I said earlier, like I wanted to try it. I thought I made the team, but just because I made the team doesn't mean I'm just gonna play off the bat. That whole 11th grade year, sat the whole entire time, didn't play, only just practice and just watch. Yeah, it sucked. It was boring, but it was a learning experience. You know, I learned from like what to improve on to going into that 12th grade year, what you can make out of it if you put in the work, as you see playing college basketball. So making mistakes is okay, and learning from them is a major thing, I would say. A lot of people like to talk, but you need to listen sometimes. So.
Yeah, I definitely learned that in life. I definitely learned that in life, but one thing's for sure. I could tell you this: when it comes to, you know, well, no, I'm not gonna tell you. I'm gonna ask you this now.
Mm.
If there's a possibility, because you're still young,
Yeah.
not saying I know you already answered that question earlier, but
Mm.
do you think that there's a possibility that you would retry baseball again?
I would say this if I
Now,
had.
before you say this, now I know he already said it earlier,
Mm.
but not trying to be smart and funny. Say if basketball don't work,
Yeah.
would you reconsider doing baseball, or would you reconsider doing track again?
Uh, I would have to say, man, like as I'm getting older, you lose some of those skills. I would say, track. I would say I could probably not the running part, probably a long jumper because obviously with basketball I do a lot of dunking and jumping.
He's
So
6'4". Just to let y'all know,
yeah,
he's 6'4". I'm older than him, and I'm 5'8". I don't know what happened, but other than that, he's 6'4". I seen him jump in the pool. I was like, couldn't believe it.
Eat them vegetables, kids. I'm telling you.
Oh, here you go.
But nah, I would say reconsider that. Nah, those skills are gone, man. That's just it's harder baseball, man. They're throwing 90 miles per hour. Them young boys are throwing
Not just
crazy.
90, they throw 100
Yeah,
too.
100.
They
Once you get to
definitely
the
throw 100.
pros, yeah, pros 100. Young kids almost 80, son, 90. Like I'm telling you, a lot of people say it looks easy on TV, but you go out there and try that baseball, man. But going to your question, nah, I probably couldn't do it. I lost them skills for baseball. But for track,
Oh,
long jump, probably could do something like that or a little bit of hurdles because I'm a pretty good jumper, I would say. So,
okay.
but
That's
if
what's
I
up.
had children, uh, later down the road, I would any sports, let them try out baseball, track, football, basketball, just so they can get that feel, that camaraderie. So.
That's what's up, man. Hey, listen. Like I said, he's my first guest. I'm gonna have more. Other people want to keep doing it. I'm gonna keep on saying it until it happens. I don't care if I keep repeating myself. So my thing is this though. We grew up. Growing up with each other. I seen you play. Of course, I seen you play baseball. Like I said with your brother. But my thing is this though. What is the most difficult game that you were so frustrated you just had to take a breather? You had a bad game,
Mm.
and then the next game you had a good game. What was your bad game and what was your good game?
This will be funny. So I would say in junior college. So my second year at Del Tech. First year of Del Tech, I played bench minutes, and then I started in the second half. So second year, I was going in, promising, hoping, okay, boom, this might be my year. Let's get it off. I try to get some offers, get out of junior college, hopefully an athletic scholarship. So going into that second year, we have scrimmages. So we had 3 scrimmages before our games. So the 2 scrimmages, we played a division as a junior college. We played a Division 3. We lost, but I had a very good game. Then we had another scrimmage against another junior college, and I did really good. So going into that third one, I'm thinking, okay, I'm getting the feel of it. I'm doing good. So I start off good, boom, like eight fast points. The next 30 minutes of the game, I did not score at all.
Really?
Like, and obviously basketball is not all about scoring, but it was like nothing was going in, nothing was falling, and that happens sometimes. You get, you feeling hot, and then it just boom, and confidence. I'm like, dang, I'm playing bad. So now I'm going into the next practice. I'm telling my teammates, as a captain that year, my bad, I can't be playing like that. Gotta go up to par, but that's a good thing about when you're surrounded by good people. They were lifting you up. They was like, hey, we know you're good. It happens. It's basketball. So going into that first game of the season, boom, really good game. Have 26-10. Probably one of my best games in junior college. We had an away game, and my teams were just hyping me up. So I would just say, just learn from it too. And I watched a lot of film. Like I started noticing, like, okay, I'm not doing this with my form. That's why I'm probably missing some shots. Now I'm watching me. I'm missing shots now. I'm not it's not translating on the other side of the court with my defensive side. So I noticing like I'm slacking and things of that nature. So when I was watching the film on that poorly game, I was like, okay, I gotta improve that into that next game, and I went pretty good. So I mean, it happens in sports. You can't be perfect every game. If you're perfect every game, shoot,
You already said
you
everybody.
might, you might be a robot.
See?
Even Michael Jordan and LeBron had that games.
Shoot. Tom Brady,
Tom Brady,
Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody is not going to have a good game. Everybody's going to have. You're going to have one good game, and then you're going to have one where you just, oh, Lord, what is going on? And then you're going to go back and forth.
It's about how you bounce back,
Yeah.
For sure.
It happens.
Because some people, as we just talked about with the Ben Simmons situation, that one bad play, now look at his career, like, now his mental is all destroyed.
I think it's more than one bad play. So
we're
just going to leave it at that.
We're
just going to leave it at that.
A few other things that might be going into that. But you hear like with Michael Jordan, like he played the Pistons, the bad boy Pistons. He was getting beat watching that Last Dance documentary. He was getting beat and killed for the past 2 years against the bad boy Pistons, and then even before that was missing the playoffs. And then he was just working out, got his body stronger, seeing when he's focused. Okay, I'm getting hit. Let me get my body stronger. When this happens, let me try to start kicking out to my teammates.
Speaking of Michael Jordan, before he played college, I believe it was in high school or when he was a kid, he actually got cut by the team.
Yeah,
He was
did.
horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Now look at him.
Yeah, not for sure. He got cut his beginning of his high school year, and then he had a good ending to his 12th grade year. It's kind of similar with me. He had a good ending to his 12th grade year, and he went on to North Carolina and had a good year there, playing with James Worthy, right?
I believe it was,
Yeah.
but the University of North Carolina, Michael Jordan. Then he got drafted by the Chicago Bulls in 1984.
Yeah.
Young Mike in the 80s.
Low cut Mike.
Yeah, in the 80s, Mike was bad.
Mm-hmm.
But in the 90s, he was super bad because he won 6 NBA championships, 2 three-peats. Yeah, 2 three-peats. He beat the Lakers, the Trailblazers, the Suns. Then he beat the Supersonics and the Jazz twice. So then he retired, played baseball, came back. How do you come back and win more championships? That is impossible.
Yeah, that's insane. I gotta give it to him.
But yeah, I give it to him. But you know, one thing I could say is, from what I've seen, of course I've seen you play. You are good at it. And another question I have for you.
Mm-hmm.
Now I know every athlete goes through this. When you get finished playing, do you go home and crash, go right to sleep? Do your body be
Man,
hurt?
there be times where there's some practices, man. You got some hard practices, you know. Not really having good practice. You might be running a lot, you know. Coach is pissed off, you know. But I mean, it's basketball. It happens. There's be some times where I just go home and I just gotta lay on the floor for 15 minutes just to regenerate my body. Just sit there, man. Just regenerate my body. But yeah, I do be tired. Or there's sometimes where games you might be playing, you might roll an ankle or something. Yeah. And then you tied up now. You're not feeling the adrenaline's going in the game, but then once you get on that bus, and once you get back to the crib, you start feeling it like, whew, okay, let me go ice this joint down. Start rehabbing.
Get
that icy hot
ice
bath. So
ice
get
bath.
all that stuff.
I know they do that a lot in football. I don't know how they do it, but I probably would have been like, ooh.
Oh man, yeah, for sure. So yeah, that's definitely rehab, taking care of your body, stretching, all that stuff when I get home. But yeah, there do be sometimes where I'm just laying down or icing up or stretching my body up.
Hey. Games. All right now, ladies and gentlemen, I have no more questions for my cousin. So you know what that means. This is the end of the Young Brother Soul podcast episode. And before we go, I just want to say, hit that thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment, hit that notification.
Yes, and thank you for having me.
I appreciate
you. I enjoyed my time.
Thank you. I really appreciate you being on here, cousin.
Of course.
Like I said, he's my first guest, but this will not be the last time he will be on here. And I already know my other guests can't wait to come on here. So, ladies and gentlemen, have a nice day. Be safe. Happy birthday to my baby girl again. Go Birds.
Yes, sir.
Go Phillies.
Get green going.
Get
Red
together.
October.
Yes.
Red October.
Yeah. And enjoy the rest of y'all's day. Bye-bye.